Yes, and you teed me right up for where I was right, so I'm gonna go right into it if you don't mind. I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite quarterbacks, a guy that I called top 5, later called top 10 at the preseason that didn't play, happened to come back this week from a devastating injury last year on Christmas. Kyler Murray. Right, Kyler Murray didn't do anything flashy. He couldn't get my game ball right. He didn't do anything like spectacular in the stat sheet, but Kyler Murray made all the right moves to win the game. Right, he threw for almost 250 after coming back and not playing it for a year. Had the rushing touchdown. Had that receiver corp that kind of felt dead after the Josh Dobbs magic wore down in week 5. He kind of had them back up and going. Even though I went with the Falcons over Kyler Murray, over the Cardinals, because I thought, looking at the team sport, I'm still a believer in Kyler Murray, always have been. I think always will be. Kyler Murray's here to stay. He's playing no Caleb Williams in Arizona. It's Kyler's town.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how bad the Cardinals are, it's still impressive to come back after a whole year plus off of football and be able to win.
Yeah.
So kudos to Kyler Murray. We'll see what happens as he kind of keeps going. But yeah, great win and a great showing from Kyler. That big scramble there at the end kind of looked like vintage Kyler. Like, okay, I was kind of curious to see because such a big part of his game is his mobility, like him running.
Yes.
I was going to say, like, is he going to be like favoring it? Nope. He's boom. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna be Kyler. So looks promising.
Yes.
Chase, you want to know where I was right?
Sure.
You want to know where I was right? I'm going to take you back to June 7th, 2023, right here on this podcast, All Things Football. Preseason, waiting for stuff to happen. We came out with our quarterback rankings. We came out with our top 5 quarterbacks in the AFC. And there was one quarterback that I left off, that I caught flack for. That one quarterback now leads the league in interceptions, is 5-5, is 10th place in the AFC on the outside looking in, may not even make the playoffs. If this was a game of guess who, Chase, could you guess who?
I could.
Care to venture a guess?
Josh Allen.
It is Josh Allen. I was right. Every single thing I said this preseason about Josh Allen, about him being on the Madden cover, all this different stuff has come to fruition. Taking you back, my top 5 quarterbacks at the time, I had Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Lawrence, and Rodgers. Obviously, Rodgers, can't really count him because he hasn't really played, right? So we don't know. Lawrence, not really looking like a top 5 quarterback. I'm able to do that. But I think Herbert, Burrow, Mahomes, obviously, they're playing well. I don't think anybody would have any debate with those. I think you could probably move C.J. Stroud in there. I think you could probably move, there's Tua. Some other quarterbacks. Tua definitely could be in there for sure. I would have that kind of be my top 5. But I didn't put Josh Allen in because this is the reason right here. It's because everybody, I don't know why, somehow everybody took a Bills love potion. The Josh Allen love potion because of that one postseason 2-game stretch where he lit the league on fire, had 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions that ended in that Kansas City game where they should have won, but they didn't. And they have not been the same since. They've made back to the playoffs once, got demolished. And now they may not even make the playoffs. And obviously, who does that fall on? It falls on your quarterback. The leader of the offense, the guy in charge of moving the ball up and down the field and scoring points. And he has not been able to do that effectively this season at 5-5. He was not on my top 5 quarterbacks to go into the season in the AFC. He's definitely not on my top 5 quarterbacks now. And I just got to stand on my ground there and say I was right.
Man, this is a hard one. I disagree with you, man. Josh Allen, as much as he is, you could take that victory lap for the you leave him off the top 5 because you don't like turnovers, right? He's got 11 turnovers or 11 interceptions, lead the league. Tua sitting at 9, Pat Mahomes sitting at 9, Pat Mahomes sitting at 8, Burrow sitting at 9, right? That's 2 more. He's not like he's Matthew Stafford where he's had 17. The next closest to him is Trevor Lawrence with 15, with 14, right? He's not like crazy up there. Also, he is number 1 in touchdowns. He is number 4 in passing yards. He's number 3 in QBR. Josh Allen is not the reason they're losing these games. We just had a whole segment about it, right? They line up. Listen, they line up with 11 people on the field. They win that game. They tackle the punt returner week 1, even with him throwing 3 interceptions, his worst game. They win that game. So this victory lapping, this is a team game. You're looking at, if you want to keep him off your top 5 because he's not going to make the playoffs, fine. But you know what? I think statistically speaking, he has a better chance of making it than Joe Burrow. That is no. Joe Burrow has got like a 27% chance to win. I don't NFL, the analytics department in the NFL. Okay,
fake news.
Josh Allen is not the reason these Bills are bad, right? We already told the offense was not the reason these Bills are bad. If you want to victory ride, your victory ride, your take about the Bills, go ahead. But Josh Allen, man, you got to untake your hatred potion you took for Josh Allen and the Bills and look at it like it should be. Josh Allen is a stud, and he always has been.
Listen, you are entitled to your opinion, cousin, but I'm doing that right. He is not a top 5 quarterback in the AFC. Sticking to it.
All right. Moving on. We'll go to the worst. We'll go to the worst, and another guy that both you and me had in our top 5 quarterbacks. And his team is, I have the worst. I kind of already pre-mentioned it in our opening, but the Jaguars. I think this was my worst pick this past week. I had them upsetting the 49ers simply because they were winning games and having these major turnover issues, right? They would have 3 to 5 turnovers a game, right? And then come out there and still win this game against teams that, aren't great, but they beat the Bills at that point in time, are better than they are now. They beat the Falcons. Now it's not looking like a great team. They beat the Steelers, turning the ball over 4 times. Steelers are a 500 team that could make the playoffs, right? So I thought that they were going into bye week. I thought Doug Peterson, as much as I had him up there in the upper echelon coaches, I thought they'd take care of that fumbling problem, work on that, come out there ready to set the world on fire and give those 49ers a run for their money. And they looked like they were still on bye week. They had no idea. They had no business out there on the field. It was a different game completely. And I don't know. I'd hate to blame. I'm going maybe a fan view of Trevor Lawrence, and I'm blaming Doug Peterson, right? What did you guys do over the bye week? How did you get worse on the bye week? Because you didn't look great. So I'm not blaming Doug. I'm not saying that, but where I was wrong is that Jags team has got some real problems, and it's deeper than just Urban Meyers, right? That was the stink. That was the thing that we gave them last year, right? They had the Urban Meyers stink around them. They've got something real around them right now. They need to shake it off. They got to get back on winning because those Texans aren't letting up.
Yeah, nope, I'm with you. I think that would be a wrong pick for sure. And when I was wrong, we already touched on it. I picked the Falcons to beat the Cardinals because I thought the Cardinals were just the worst team. Clearly, I was wrong. Falcons are the worst team. So I got to go ahead and go with I was wrong with the Falcons. So I will officially now. So they're officially, and obviously if they play each other, I haven't looked at this, but there are officially 3 teams that I will never, for the rest of the season, I will not pick to win a game. Patriots, Giants, and Falcons. Every other team, I would be confident in saying, okay, I could at least see them possibly winning. I'm not maybe guaranteeing it, right? Like Tennessee, will they win another game? I don't know. Panthers, will they win another game? I don't know. But like for sure, like if I'm looking at it and it's like picking wise, like I just will not. Like there cannot be anything that could happen. A mediator could fall into the sky and knock out the entire opposing team that week, and I would still not pick them to win. So they're dead to me. And so they're just the bottom of the barrel teams, and just from top to bottom, they're just not good. And so I was wrong for picking the Falcons, and it won't happen again. Believe me, you.
Yeah. This week I'm on your side, right? Falcons are dead to me. They might come out and score like 25 and look really good, and I might drink their
next
potion
week
again.
they're gonna,
right.
they're gonna.
They're on bye week, but
they're on bye week.
I might fall in love with them on bye week.
Something's gonna happen where all of a sudden it's gonna be like, oh, it turns out Bijan Robinson has been wearing the wrong cleats the whole time, and all of a sudden you're like, oh,
right back on there.
Oh my gosh, Super Bowl!
I never picked it for a Super Bowl. Knock that off.